KCCFC lost its third game the last time it was in action at Kavumba against Bright Stars. However, this didn't stop them from being table leaders. Very many fans have mixed reactions from the way the season began. Today, I'm joined by 3 KCCFC fans who will be giving us their thoughts about the first round of the season. To my left is Geno Eric, a KCCFC diehard. Whenever the team loses, he's the first one to rant on Twitter. So we shall have his thoughts. To my immediate right is Luwaga Nuvezi Emma. Am I right? Exactly. Then on his right is the beautiful lady, Miss Gorgeous. Amal can see. Am I overhyping?
No. You're right. You're on point. We're on point.
He's smiling.
No, I'm just happy that starts you put it right.
No, can't relate. Okay, I'm going to start with Jen.
Yes.
What have you made of the first round so far? Before you even talk about the first round, I want us to talk about the signing. What did you make of the signings KCCFC had before the season began?
Okay. About our signings, I would say there are signings that I looked at as gambles and they have to know about. First of all was the one of Mujuza. I did see it coming. I was surprised that guy is playing as one of the best defenders. Then for Goleswai, he has been, I could say he was good, but was at some point off form, but he's worth it. Then for Akara, he's a surprise guy there, played very well, but I hope he's consistent with what he's doing. Never there are some who I still have a doubt on him. Now a person like Shaban, who could say injuries, there is a him bad, but I still have hope in him. Kamkonde, we have just not given it. We are judging him so fast, but for him, I still have belief in him that he's going to perform.
Okay. Yeah. What do you make of Kakonde? Let's start from Kakonde. As I saw on social media, people were hyping the only original Congolese.
Yeah,
Okay. I cannot be. There's one club.
Make up for you.
One club.
No, actually, Amal read that tweet. Let us start.
No, but I agree. I think we have the best Congolese in the league at the moment. I think maybe closely behind Viper's goalkeeper. But I think he's a very good talent, and he has shown glimpses of what he can do when given a chance to do so. I think for me, the first good game he had was a game against Vipers. He didn't score, but his involvement in the play, the general play, his hold-up play, him coming deep. But then I think it's been judged harshly because of how the entire team and center forwards have been performing. Because if you look at all our forwards, none of them has scored more goals than he has. So I feel like the issue hasn't been him alone, but how the entire squad has adapted to these new forwards that we have. But I think the last 3-4 games, he has showed that he's picking up. He scored a wonderful goal against Minnesota, which I think was the contender for goal of the season. And I think with time, he has an assist in there, an assist or 2 in there. So I think he's improving with time. And as it was with Cesar Manzoki in his first season, I believe we can only wait for what he can give us in the second half of the season. So I'm quite excited about his involvement.
But what do you make of the side news? Of course, you're a very huge fan of Alan Okello, who's, by the way, is on loan.
Yes.
CFC.
Yeah, for 5 years.
So don't overdwell on him. You know the love is too much. Can you talk about the other?
I'm trying to, but I think we had great signings. With Kaponde, we had Weissel, who actually, as much as I like Okello, I feel like Weissel was a great addition. And then we have Okello, we have Saidi Mayanja, and then we also have Shaban. Now, Shaban, I remember when he came in, he was like, I'm going to bring him back to Continental, because he's coming back to Continental. So, but I think he has tried, although he has had, a few, 1 or 2 here and there, he hasn't been able to play from all. But I think he has come back, and when he came back, you could see him on the pitch. It's one thing, they're 11 players. Now, the people that you can see are the ones that make the most effort. And when he came back, you could actually see him. You could feel, his energy on the pitch. So I think for me, and I'm not being biased, I'm not being biased, but I think KCCA had the best signings. Everyone has contributed something to the game. So yeah, definitely. But my top two is Waiswa and Okello.
Of course. 14 games played. KCCFC is on top of the table.
Yeah.
However, very many of the fans I would say they would take that as a positive, but they haven't been happy with the way the team has been playing throughout the season, because team has won 9, drawn 2, and lost 3. What is your take as a KCCFC fan? Out of 10, how would you rate KCCFC's performance in the first?
Okay, before I rate KCCA, you excuse me for not talking about other nothing. He was one of, he's a player who was there, and he coming back. I didn't bother a lot of, I didn't assume that he would fit. Was exactly going to fit. So I actually don't rate him as a loser. He's a KCCA player. So he was there, and we just needed more players to come in and so as bringing our format of play, which we are now rating KCCA with the current games as being with the top. Personally, I would give it 4 out of 10. Reason being,
4
out of 10.
Not even 5.
You know why?
KCCA is the top of the table.
Now, do you know why? When
Why?
we win a game,
Why?
I go to the next game worried. I have never gone to a game. That is because I am not sure when we winning.
Even after Vipers,
Exactly. I was worried about the next game. Our best game was the Vipers.
But is it that good?
That was our best game. After the Vipers, we back to factory setting.
Isn't that good?
I don't think
Very
that's
bad.
good.
You know,
Good that you have to go to the stadium.
No, you shouldn't be worried.
I don't like
Mostly
you know.
at home.
Well, you know, being an Arsenal fan and I guess you get at the same thing. You know, but what Arsenal game as
Arsenal
one.
fan.
Let back yes, it's tricky.
You're not sure.
And away game, you already said the best is a draw. And when you get a draw, you say, oh, good, that was it. You go for a home game, you say, oh, we won, yes, but how? I remember one time, we played our second game. That was an away game. I didn't attend it. I called him in the show, you know what? But I asked him, okay, rate for me the players. Then his ratings gave me a red flag and a red signal. But
The most was 4 out of 10.
exactly. So I was my reason wasn't about the win. It was my worry was like the next games. We are on top of the table, yes, but what is the next thing coming? I wish we were next week. So that is it. I can step forward and say we are not there.
Of yours is 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Emma, what would be your out of 10? How would you rate KCCFC's first 14 games of the season?
I think I'll depart from him. I think with like a 1. I think I'll put it like at 5.5, close to 6.
The 0.5 is...
Such a out.
No. I want to know the 0.5. Because I feel like a 6 is also too much. But also a 4.5 is also too little for how far we've come. So I feel like a 5.5, 5.6, 5.7 is fair enough. And why I say that is, 1, I didn't change our season when I started out. And my fears were from last season, where I feel like we underperformed, and I feel like we won't have the same coming to this season. But then, I think we've shocked everyone, the fact that we're still on top of the season. I feel to look at most...
You also shocked yourself. Maybe you shocked everyone.
Yes, we're all in a state of shock. Like, we were shocked about how far we've come. But if you to look at most of the people who ranked teams for this season, this was what will ever be number 4th, number 3rd at most. I think the best ranking we put for most was us being number 3. That is at most like number 4, behind Vipers, Bull, and URA. You understand? So I feel like at this time, us being at top of the table means a lot. Means that we have been doing a lot of things right. Although that doesn't change the fact that we're not playing our way, and that is a big problem for a KCCA fan, because we play a particular way, we play an entertaining football, we play an entertaining style. And what is lacking in our season at the moment is the fact that we are, 1, we're not playing our way, but 2, we are also very inconsistent. About how I think the games are improved later on in the season, but the problem is about the consistency, that today you have a team playing and dominating. The next thing you find is struggling is so about what is at the end of the table, you understand? So how do you become a more consistent side in the second round of the season? Because that is where champions are made. Last season, you remember we were on top of the table at this time, and we lost the trophy by 18 points. So hopefully we won't have the same kind of feeling. That's why I don't even want to drunk ourselves that kind of cloud. I feel like we're at 5.5, but fair enough. I feel we can make 7 or 6
if we win the trophy.
Choose a hustle. Stick 5.5 or 7. I'm out.
I think I would be the nice person and give them a very great size.
A great 6. Great. I think I'm
Well, the thing is, like you said, there's a lot of inconsistency. Sometimes you come on and you're watching them and everyone is going on. Like my favorite thing to watch, there are always 3 players that are always running. Usually, if you see Kakonde, Okelo, it's usually Waifa or Mato running towards the pitch. Like, when they're on their full form, you can feel the energy. But then other times, everyone looks tired. Everyone feels like they're dropping the ball. So sometimes, you're shouting, like, even I always have food at a match, but do I eat it? No, you can't eat it. You can't. Because as you're shouting, you're trying, Jesus, so please, and beg. So, but I would give it a 6. But we have done well, I think. We started off on quite a weak note. I mean, we started off on a great point with Wakiso, but we also took a dive in. But I think we are getting back up. And the players had to, get into form. So I can't wait to see what happens in the second round. But I'm more scared because we have some of our star players going for the chance. So I don't know how fit they're going to be coming back and how, much in form they're going to be when they return for the second round.
Okay. You guys have given me your opinions. Yours is 4, 5.5, 6.
You see consistency.
Yes. I think I would give KCCA 8 out of 10.
They'll be shocking.
That's what I want to surprise.
No, you don't need to be surprised. I actually think the fact that KCCA started strong and during the start of the season, people actually wrote KCCA off after the first 3-4 games. And then I think the head coach turned things around and instead of trying to play the way the fans want to play, he now came to get results. Trust me, at the end of the day or at the end of the season, I know fans want to play our way. Even Arsenal fans right now are enjoying because they are winning games.
No, but we're also playing our way.
We are playing out.
That's the thing. Yeah. I'm an Arsenal fan. So
They worry over getting points, but you're not sure of your next game.
That's a problem because you don't want to be inconsistent in the game. You want to be able to say that, okay, we have the next, let's say 3 games, we have it sure.
The thing is that if you had to look at the quality of players that we have, if you had to compare those two, the fact that we have better quality in regards to talent, experience, exposure, I feel like we need to be playing better than what we do, than what we offer in the start. I feel like if you're playing against Syria and the struggle, that makes sense. But if you're going away to Maroons and you can't pick causes that, you understand, also if you're struggling against Soganis at home, then I have no reason to give you an 8 because then you didn't perform well in games where you're supposed to perform well.
I think I'm looking at the entire league because I think every team is underperforming and there is a reason. It's not only KCCA because with the way KCCA has played, to actually be on top of the table, it's strong.
Right, thought, there's a certain team that lost just one player. And really,
You see, the reason why I would give them 10 according to their side. The second before according to their side, the signings were really good. And when you put the squad of paper, you feel like you can outhope it.
Do you know who the top scorer is at KCCA?
After
Anukel has 5 goals.
exactly, and he's a midfielder.
Yes.
And to get so worried that our shirt and avoid getting the goals, though we can give them the time.
What do you think is lacking?
Now, that is where the issue comes in. Why would I use 2 wing backs? Yet I could say Brand Rodriguez to play, and maybe Andrew Kandao can sit down. But you're using the same line, and you bench the left backs. I mean the wingers who could do the work for these people.
In Kakon, when did he finish your coaching?
And I'm giving this opinion as a fan who watches the game. But the coach,
I'm impressed.
the coach does his job, and I'm not a coach. So that is the issue where it comes that the strikers are always looking for the ball, and you find that we don't have it. So I'll always put it. I'll always be able to let that the players are good, but you're not maximizing
exactly.
We're putting them in a way that
the fans are now blaming them, yet the blame is in the court.
Okay, guys, right now I want us to go for a very short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to further this conversation and talk about many more interesting things. Thank you. So we'll come back from that short break. We're having a very hot discussion, and I want us to continue from there. Again, how do you say? I would want to ask you, the form at home is actually, KCC has always had a good form at home through every season, because I think there's a season they went unbeaten at home.
Yet.
But also, it's good to note that the biggest win margin KCC has had is of 3 goals. As a supporter of KCC who has been there for years, are you impressed with only 3 goals being scored in a match as the biggest win margin?
No, I am not. And the reason is simple because I think one of our managers back then used to say the best way to respect a smaller opponent, quote unquote, is by putting many past them. And I feel like we should do the same. The best way KCC respects a team that is new in the league is by putting 7 past them. And that is my expectation this season, that if you have 3 new teams that are coming into the league, one of them has to take 7 at home. So I'm wondering why Black Power did take in 8 or something like that when they came to KCCA grounds or Philip Omondi grounds. For me, that is very worrying.
And it was after the disrespect that Black Spark, it wasn't disrespect, really, but when Black Spark came out to say we're just lost to Maroons, and Black Spark came to say we're playing KCCA next. Here's the, and this was a team that was not really doing so well.
And they're new, they're struggling. So I feel like we're not scoring enough, but at least you're scoring better than last season. Last season, I think they struggled very much with scoring compared to this season. Being the fact that we have the most goals together with Food means that we're doing better than last season, and also in comparison with those people around us. So I think we can always improve on that, but that wasn't the best.
Amal, should I say, or do you think that if KCCFC is to win the title, they should maximize on their form at home and actually not mind much about their away? Because all the games that have lost, all the 3 losses have actually been away to Maroons, Arroyo, and Bright Stars.
I think we should actually try to focus on at home now, because most of the teams that we lost to are going to be at home now. But we should also focus on the away games as well, because it doesn't really read well. I mean, the Arua game, guys, that was the most heartbreaking moment. I sat down somewhere. I said, I'm going to look. I was tweeting about Arua Hill. And then I was like, we're doing this. And I see 1 goal. I was like, 2, 3. So I'm like, okay, we have lost. Then I see KCC has 1 goal. But it's an own goal. Come on. So I think we need to balance it out, because as players, you have to balance it out. You can't be good at all and good away. Otherwise, other teams are going to see where your weak point is. So they know that, if these guys are going away, then we can obviously beat them. So I think we need to balance it out. We need to practice more, off the tab, and also practice at home, because you can do it already. This is what you love. So I'm sure you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think in the second round, I want to see us do away games, because now home games we have it on low. Ara Hill, all Bright Stars, we're going to,
Smash them.
We're going to smash them. But it's the away games now. Vipers.
Where do you think is the problem with away games? Why does KCCA struggle a lot?
I think
Go away?
for the away games, I'm not going to blame KCCA, but I'm going to blame them partly. I think you've noticed that most away games are in favor of their home teams.
Yeah.
First, this should go with appreciation. Comes with a crowd in a place. So it comes in that thing that the officials sometimes are intimidated. I'm not going to write off the issue of maybe match fixing. I won't write it off. I have no evidence for that, but
We have evidence, but won't write it up.
yes, so
We have a lawyer here.
that
So recent, I know Bill.
recently, a referee was fined for 15 years for match fixing song.
Yeah.
That was it. So
I think by the time he comes back after 15 years, he will be 90.
I had as long as the case has the trophy. So I think what the issue comes that visually we have that thing of officiation, and after the officiation, we come with a bias. So we're already good. Let's go for the skill. And you're scoring and scoring you. What's the essence? Like we don't treat the Okay, let me give this example. There are players who are good at playing in artificial half on artificial turf. There are players who are not good at playing on certain ground. So
In surface.
they play surface or the natural surface. So let's say we go to the field and we say, give an example. Which is a very good player with his stuff. And now, why would I use Revita instead of using just because Revita was on form doesn't mean I should put me as a dog. Have that. So
It is the way you're talking about which is in now. When you're the very
no, it was the most stylish. He was the most stylish.
I don't want to use downplay because it's a harsh word to use.
I honestly now.
Apologize.
I apologize. Actually, my player of the first half.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was so good.
Which is that
He was so good.
it's up to you to accept the apology, but the man has apologized.
So basically, that's officiation. When it comes to officiation, we come to that intimidation from the fans. That the referees. Let's give an example. Okay, this was an away game. Kakonde, how many goals does Kakonde?
We have to.
Two. Kakonde was like 3 goals. But Kakonde scored a goal because they don't have VAR here. Scored a goal. Like next thing it was offside. They scream offside and we had nothing to do because we don't have VAR. So in such situations when you are away and the fans are already intimidated, definitely as a referee, I my priority is my life than the game. So why? Also the stand offside. So it is usually that however good the team is, it's the referee who decide the game in Ugandan games because of the referees are not protected so good. And all that for the away games of what I watched. I'm sorry to say this, but I watched an away game express and I swore never to step. Maybe things have changed recently, but I swore never to step far of anyone who started because of the fans. The fans could decide anything. It's the fans who decide it. And you see, the rules are not harsh for that. Like, the rules are like, that's all lenient on some things. I remember what happened when we went, is it on the para, right? If you read the rules, the punishment was supposed to be harsh, but you saw what the outcome that came. So it's definitely that away games are always decided by the referee call.
Okay.
I'm sorry if
It's okay.
if that is so wrong, but that's my
The guy has apologized.
So the show is about apology.
No, it's in my perception, and I hope another take it.
And you are sorry.
I'm sorry for that. That's my view.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want us to talk about playing style because we've seen the fans come with black cards.
Yeah.
Fall out, play our way. As fans, first of all, I won't say fans do it wrongfully to put black cards up because fans want what is good. When the team is playing good, they actually do not come up with the team good stuff. But as a fan, do you think you're supposed to stand with the team through thick and thin?
I personally think so. There have been so many coaches. I actually forget the name that I want to talk about now, but there was a certain coach, an international coach, who did not get a goal for the team for I think around 3 years, or did not take them anywhere. And people stood with this coach and then you took them far and beyond. So this was one of the teams in the World Cup, if I'm right. Now, we just started with Molly when the SGPL started. 1 week in, everywhere I'm seeing Molly out, Molly out. Well, when Arrow Hill won, Molly out, Molly out. Well, you see, it creates inconsistency. Even as fans, it creates a certain sense of inconsistency. When you're like, Molly out, it's not doing anything. Then boom, we are winning. Molly, oh, great, you're so great. Molly's form is there, nobody but that. It creates a certain sense of inconsistency because everyone is going to have, and he's a human. He can't know everything. You get, but I believe the club was knowledgeable enough to appoint him as head coach. And there's usually with his team, the starting team, sometimes I don't understand why some people are out and some people are in, but it's his decision at the end of the day. You have to trust the coach until the coach proves himself untrustworthy. But at some point, you have to trust the coach because we have had our wins. And we have also had our losses. But I think as fans, you need to stick by, the coach that you have. until it's beyond. Then start,
Do you also have problem with the lineup?
I wanted to first say something about what she's saying. I think KC is a big job in the start. So listen, you have to understand where the funds are coming from. You get the expectations are very high. You with the best team in the land, well facilitated. That's why I think you understand. At the end of the day, we want to see us win. You understand? We've taken almost 3 seasons without winning anything. That is a problem for us as fans. If you're to claim that we're the biggest team in the land, we have to compete year in and year out. You understand? So if we do not see that happening, then we will not show hope, but we'll show our dissatisfaction in how things are being done. Obviously, I think sometimes some fans go beyond the line and simple use vulgar language along managers. I've seen them really trying to even throw things at them, and I think that is wrong. But someone coming with a placard and saying, I do not trust you at the moment, but it's fine because trust is
I don't think that's fine.
It doesn't.
I think you can voice it.
But how are you going to voice it? Because the thing is, I will not walk to them. I don't have access to the manager. The only thing I can do is to have a placard.
You're trying to make decisions on pitch. I come.
Out.
Get out.
That is the
Do you have any confidence in yourself when you're in the pitch? I'm destroying your confidence.
The thing is that when you are a manager, that is like the beast or the bad side about your job, that those things are going to keep on coming. You're going to put on TV, say things about you. So how do you go beyond such kinds of criticism and say, I am good enough to be here? You know, so I feel like that's what you have to have as a manager.
So you feel like holding placards is...
I have no problem with it, but I've never done that, but I think if someone comes to the placard that says hold it out, and even if there's a ceremonial, but at least says it communicates what they feel is that feeling at the moment, then it's fine. As long as it will not go beyond the line of either being abusive physically or being abusive in terms of their language. I think it's about them voicing their concerns. Because the question is, how am I going to voice my concerns? I'm on Twitter. If we have a bad game, I'll express myself on Twitter and people will see that. I don't think Molly sees that.
Okay, so away from football.
Yeah.
I'm a TV presenter. I make a mistake on here. You're going to come to the studio and say, man out.
Well, do you have audiences in your studio? We do not have parents.
But would you voice your opinion? So do you feel like
On Twitter, I would.
does your opinion need to be voiced?
Most of them need to. You understand? As long as they're not offensive. Let me tell you, world over, people express their opinions about their managers, about their players. And we do that about managers abroad in Europe, also managers here. Obviously, I feel like the problem with us is that we have a smaller community compared to the Western world. And that can be a problem. Also, for example, when I'm criticizing African players, I don't use the same language I use for criticizing someone who's abroad because I feel like the access there, we have a lot of praise around them sometimes that they do not get that. So finding that delicate balance of saying, I'm sharing my emotions about how Okello played today, but also making sure I protect his emotions is very important.
Okay, talking about Chan and KCCA players, the only 3 KCCA players in the team, I feel like it says a lot about our character. However,
Or the coach.
about the coach, someone said something that our coach, Mitch, he's a football agent. He's not a coach.
Who say? You have the there.
No, and I have it.
The WhatsApp message.
What's the man say?
That probably should come for us on this show.
Absolutely, I have the screenshot.
Yeah,
That's
me
not-
too.
yes.
I have the screenshot. So I will
So the voice record.
Don't worry about that. So that's the issue that comes with that. I feel like for someone to qualify to play for a national team, it's supposed to be about form and it's supposed to be a reward for hard work. So it doesn't make sense that. Okay, let's give an example. We know how. Let's use the former players like Ferdinand was England defender and everything. And so this guy has not been playing. Even let's say he has no team or he has a team, but he has been off form completely. Then because he has been building at one, you call him and he knew a player who has been there on form and everything, and you don't call
The senior players, though, I would say Harry Maguire for United has not been playing,
Yeah.
but he would start ahead of everyone.
why?
So-
England.
talking about
He's a senior player.
senior players, Komaketa.
Sorry.
No, I'm just asking you. In your perception,
I don't think senior players.
I'm not a coach.
is there a senior player?
He's not a senior player?
No, I'm just asking. Yes.
You see, the thing is, me, I'm not a coach.
So it's what I'm trying to say is that the players we made a gamble, not in a perspective of KCCA. give an example of the last guy they called.
Senka Tokanen.
Second
Nelson, yeah.
top scorer in the league. Because people all playing on social media, if the pressure comes in and you say, okay, now let's call the guy. But she called him not being amongst the first 35 players.
I think that,
And now he's now part of the last team. What does that say about our season? The decisions we make?
I think he
Do we
loves
do-
last
no,
space.
no, personally,
That's to say Katuka every team because we are not even sure of our team. Okay, let's just call because social media pressure and everything.
that,
What
yeah.
has no idea.
Are you sure? No, that's no. What's the thing?
Why does it
Personally,
Top
personally,
scorer.
no, personally, I feel like Mitchell wouldn't have called Nelson, not because it's not good, but because he just showed that he actually doesn't know. Not that he doesn't know, but he's not fully aware of the capabilities of the Ugandan players. Because how does social media drive you as a coach to call a person? This is not influencer gig. Do you get? It's a whole thread that the fans. It's for social media.
What was the reason
The
of calling him up? What was the
fans-
reason? No, what was the reason?
Now, the fans know your
Don't be rethought.
No, no, but it was after everyone argued about Nelson Sekachika. And that shows that the fans know your players, the Ugandan players, better than you.
But he watches games.
No, but okay, so where was Nelson in the beginning? Because Nelson,
Clearly shows that the fans are.
yeah, they're making the decision. So you can't come and now start assuring people like you always say,
Maybe
you're not the
You
coach.
fans are assuming tightness with the coach.
So, okay, the
I mean,
question
the name Coach Amal sounds, quite.
the question is, why would you call after social media? What?
Okay.
Pressure.
I want us to focus on KCCA.
Mm.
My question was,
Yes.
Emma, why do you think the number of KCCFC players called for national team duty is deteriorating?
Okay, yeah. So I think for me that two simple reasons. One, I think we've not been performing well, especially in the first. I think apart from this first half of the season, yes, and last on the season before that, I think we've brought one trophies in the last two seasons. I think the last time when you had Chan qualified for this last one, but the other time I think for 2020 or 2021,
Yeah.
I think we had almost like 9-10 players in here. But by that time, we were the dominant force. You understand? And you like if any player had missed out, if because wasn't in that squad, you would have an issue. If Anna was in that squad, you have an issue. If Boat was in that squad, you have an issue. Vital was there. You understand? So I feel like one, I think also you to have that inward look about how we're performing with the team for the last two seasons. I think if we win the trophy this season, then we have a better argument for why we should have more players in the next competition. And so I think it's about how many trophies are even at the time. But also again, I also think I have issues with the current manager and in regards to some of the things and see which have met. Because I don't see any reason for why Fadiga is not in this particular squad. Listen, if you put in your top 35 or 40 players for the Ugandan league, I don't see how the midst of the player has had two good seasons because the season under MTE was a good season for him. Last season was a fairly good season, and he also had a very good start to his season. So I don't understand why he missed out in this particular corner. And finally, but I also think that we have been undone by injuries this particular season. Because I think Revita should be making this squad. It is injured because of one, he's a senior player. I also think he's a very good player to have in terms of leadership, in terms of very many things that he offers. Then finally, people like Shaban. I think Shaban also played football this particular because of his injury. I think on account of what he did last season, I think he's a player you want to have around. You never know because it's a player who shines. You never know when he will show up. But ideally, I feel like we need to have on both sides of both of the training squad and those who make the calls. And KCCA itself, we need to have that kind of conversation where how do we improve ourselves? Because I also feel like KCCA isn't offering so much as we used to offer in the last Chan. I think the last Chan, before last Chan, I would have said let's just take KCCA squad, not play better football.
Okay, it was nice having you guys on the KCCFC fan zone. Like any event or any sport, fans or supporters are a very big pillar in the game because without the fans, I don't think that anything can go on. So from all of us at KCCA FC TV, thank you for watching. Catch us next time.
Adios.